Hey, hello guys, welcome back. So in the previous video, we have seen how to create a instance, EC2 instance in AWS. So now I will show you different ways to connect to the created EC2 instance. So there are different ways, guys, depending on the operating systems that you are choosing and the way you want to access your EC2 instance. First, I'll show you the general method that everyone uses for us to provision EC2 instance. Now, there are a few things that you should pay attention to while you are provisioning instance or creating instance or after provisioning instance. So if you see here, every instance has a public IP and a private IP. So the purpose of a public IP is to connect from external world. Meaning, we are connecting now. If you look at here, my VM is running in a Mumbai region. I am sitting in Hyderabad. So from outside Mumbai or outside the Amazon region, if I want to connect to one of my instance, I will be using the public IP. And private IP is used for internal communication. So when you have another VM running inside the same region, same network, and if they both want to communicate with each other, so we will be using the internal IP address. So like every IP has their own DNS names, which is domain naming service, or DNS name is what we call. So we have both private as well as public DNS available. So in order for you to connect your instance, you might need either a public IP or a public DNS name. Anyone should be required. So let's go ahead and so let me connect to the EC2 instance. So I will be using a tool called Putty. Okay. So which is a lightweight software. So Putty. So you can download Putty from internet. Just you have to go to internet, type in Google Putty, and you will be able to download. So here, if you see the host names, the host name will be the either public IP address or a public DNS name. So I'm going to use a DNS name and paste it here. Okay. So when you are using your IP address or in AWS, the default authentication method is via key pair. Okay. If you remember, while we are provisioning our EC2 instance, we have downloaded a file. So we will have to give that as an input to this connection in order for you to connect to EC2 instance. So now I'm going to select that. So if you see here on the left hand side, you have SSH, expand SSH, expand or click on auth and say browse. So while you're browsing, you're supposed to provide that information wherever you have stored that. So here is my key, which is test-key, and you can see the extension as PPK. Click open. Now that looks good. Click on open. So it is asking me for a login prompt. So let me increase the font. So right click, change settings. So I'm using a dual monitor, guys. So yeah, and appearance change, I would select bold and choose size of 16. Apply. Okay. So what is the username? So usually when you are creating your own operating system, you will be providing your own name, right? So there is a default user root, and apart from user root, you will create your own user to connect to your EC2 instance or any operating system. And here in the cloud, these images are given to us by Amazons or their respective cloud providers. So there are default names by default. If you are using Amazon Linux, it is EC2-user. So this is the default username. Okay. So I'm going to use that. So EC2-user. Press enter. Now if you look at here, I have successfully logged into my EC2 instance. I logged into EC2-user and this is the IP address of my server. So that's all for this session, guys, and feel free to ask questions if you have any, and see you in the next session where I'll show you how to connect to the EC2 instance via browser. Thank you.